The first and foremost trait of a good leader is be punctual. I'll try better next time. Listen, I'm going to give you a perspective from my growth, my learning in where we are in Vancouver Fire and Rescue Services. In taking over the organization over the last 2 years and previous in senior management for 5 years, I've had the absolute pleasure of working with a strong leadership team, and it's come at a time where I've had to reduce my budget by just over 4% over the 2 years to 4 and a bit, and that has allowed, I guess, for some strategic change that may not have been there. And so when I talk about the leadership void and talk about where are the up-and-comers, it's really important now, and especially my leadership team, not me, but my leadership team starts to look deep into the organization and find out who has it and how do we promote them. It's about cultural reform. It's about using the experience of bringing new leaders into the organization, and at the same time understanding what is it we're trying to do in the organization, the cultural reform. We heard this morning that I think one of the speakers talked about 5% of our business is extinguishing fires. I've heard it between 5 and 8%, but we do know that about 50% of our suppression staff are really at the wait. They're either supine or they're waiting, sitting up. And we really need to use and take advantage of the other 50% of the time. We respect the fact that they're at the wait, but there's so much work they need to do. And what we try to do in a cultural reform, certainly in Vancouver, is to have our firefighters, who are going to be our future leaders in some manner, whether it be a company officer or whether it be an exempt officer, to understand what the role is today and tomorrow. And it's not firefighting, it's not running to the alarms. It's about being a life safety practitioner. It's equal parts of being a premises inspector, enforcement. It's equal parts of life safety education, home inspections, smoke alarms, emergency preparedness to the community, and of course it's all hazard response. Those are three components of today's firefighter. We heard today that Mohammed talked about the benefits and such. So it's so important when we talk to our firefighters, and believe me, I'm not preaching, I'm telling you where we're at. It's so important when I speak to my firefighters, and I try to hold a conference call with each of them every couple of months and remind them what their role is, and that they need to touch our citizens and remind our citizens what their role is. Vancouver Fire Rescue Service firefighters are also much more invested in social engineering today than they ever have, and in areas of hoarding, in areas of youth cadet programs, problem buildings, encampments, drug addiction education. We have a program called 59 Minutes Can Save Life. Prostitution, believe it or not, firefighters are getting involved in prostitution in a positive way, etc. So when I'm looking, and I share with you what I'm looking for, and my chief officers, and I got two of them here, are looking for in tomorrow's leaders. We're looking. These are the key traits that we look for: a proven